Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my yummy Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post-Doom of Dimensions. We have the new Marshmallow Yummy in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set. Definitely one of the most sought-after cards from the Doom of Dimensions booster set. I think it is the most expensive secret in the booster pack, but it just helps with more consistency for what is a pretty top-tier deck currently in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Format that we are in. Just being able to help to make up for the fact that Obedience School was put to 1 for the Yummy deck with another Yummy monster that gives us search power for spell and traps in the deck, and on top of just being another Yummy monster to use in the main deck also. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. Before we get to Marshmallow, we'll go over the other Yummies that we run in the deck. We're running 3 copies of Cupsy Yummy. If you control a Link 1 or level 2 Synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which the Yummy monsters share for the special summon requirement, aside from Cupsy, which has a different special summon requirement. And then when this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Yummy card from your deck to your hand, except for Cupsy Yummy. Or if it was special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, you can draw 1 card. So if you already have the Yummy cards you need for your engine, you can use the Synchro special summon play of Cupsy to be able to draw a card instead, because then you could potentially draw into a hand trap and not a specific Yummy card. Cupsy is just a great starter to go off of, because then it can help you, or open up Yummy Surprise in your hand to give you another special summon for this resource in the graveyard as well. And 3 copies of Lollipo Yummy, which we also have the 3 copies of in the deck. If you control the same special summon requirements, and then also if it's normal or special summon, you can target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle into the deck. If it was special summoned by a Synchro monster, you can banish that card instead. So it helps to disrupt some graveyard plays of your opponents by shuffling those cards back into the deck as well, or just banishing it. Sometimes the shuffle back could be better, especially when going up against Malice for that play. But lastly, for the older Yummy cards, 3 copies of Cookie Yummy, having the attack lowering power if it's normal or special summon, or if it's special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, you can destroy that monster instead. So destruction power on top of special summon power with this card also. And then the newest card in the deck is Marshmallow Yummy. Now, this is a card I'm waiting to get my last 2 copies of, but I still wanted to update the deck regardless. And this is a good place to show that if you wanted to run Marshmallow, as you get your additional copies, you can run the new Yum Yum Yummies in the deck as a placeholder for this card. For additional copies, it's a life point gain kind of card, and also giving you interaction with a link play on your opponent's turn as well. But I would say Marshmallow is definitely the better card to use in the deck. If you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are light beast monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Yummy spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand. Or if this card was special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, you can place 1 Yummy field spell or 1 Yummy continuous spell from your deck or banishment face up in your field instead. Marshmallow is the answer to when your opponent banishes your Yummy field spell, because then most of the time with the 1 of copy counts we're running for the field spell, there's no way to grab the card back. Marshmallow changes that, giving you that added setup when it's summoned out onto the field to do so. And then the rest of the main deck monsters include the hand trap lineup, which are running a pretty big count just for the fact that just 1 Yummy monster can set up your whole engine. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Fuelos, the 2 copies of Perulia as well, and then the rest of the hand traps being 3 Ghost Bell, which just because there are so many different Yummy players in my locals, having a mirror match Ghost Bell comes in handy because it can stop the synchro play by returning to the extract to special summon 2 Yummies. You can Ghost Bell and it just stops the play right there. And then also 3 Effect Veiler as well for the rest of the hand traps. And then for the spells, for our field spells, we're running 1 copy of each. So 1 Yummy Amusement Mignon and 1 Yummy Amusement Acroquet, having the destruction power with Acroquet, and then the special summon power if your Yummy or card leaves the field by an opponent's card effect. And then Mignon just being able to special summon a level 1 Yummy if you control a Link 1 monster from the graveyard. So Mignon helps for the added special summon back power, and Mignon also boosts the attack of your Yummy monsters for each light beast monster on the field. So even your opponent's monsters can help to boost up this power onto your field. And Mignon is also your win condition, because if you have 4 Yummy monsters, they're all boosted up by 2,000 attack, which is more than enough to swing into your opponent for game with. 2 copies of Yummy Surprise as well. You can only activate one of these effects. You can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each of the effects of Yummy Surprise once per turn, making Yummy Surprise not a once per turn activated card, but you can only use one of the 3 effects. You can target 2 light beast monsters you control and 2 cards your opponent control, return them to the hand. So bounce power, which you can then also chain Yummy Snatchy in response to special summoning a Yummy monster from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot attack directly this turn. Or you can return a field spell face up from your field or graveyard to the hand. Then you can place 1 Yummy field spell from your hand or face on your field as well. So then you can react to your opponent if they try to negate the face-up effect of your field spell, using Surprise to bounce it back to your hand and then reactivate again. We have the 1-of copy of Obedience School just for the use. It's still a good 1-of to run. It's just been limited to 1 on the ban list. And then we're still running the Sky Striker engine as well. So 1 Hornet Drones and 3 Engage to search out our token, which can also just help to then set up our go-to play to begin with. And then the rest of these spells being 1 Call by the Grave and the 1 Triple Tactics Talent. I thought of running Thrust in the deck if you wanted to replace for additional setup for the Obedience School. It's just a player preference if you wanted to drop some of the hand traps or mix around the Sky Striker engine, maybe a 1 of Engage and 1 of Drones for 2 additional copies of Thrust also. And then the rest of the main deck just being 3 Infinite Impermanence for the hand trap spot for this card to run as well. And then for the extra deck, we're running the 1 copy of Cups of Yummy Way, 1 Cookie Yummy Way, and then the 1 Lollipop Yummy Way. Just 1-ofs for all these since they can return to the extra deck for you to reuse as well. Or you can use the field spell to shuffle them back also if they've been in the graveyard for another extra deck play. You have the Book of Moon effect of Cookie Yummy Way, the special summon power of Lollipop, and then the add back power of Cups of Yummy Way. And then just needing a tuner and a non-tuner monster to make these cards, make them all the more generic, and the fact that you can treat a Link 1 monster as a level 1 tuner to summon them out as well. The 1 copy of Marshall Metal Marcher and the 1 copy of Herald of the Arclight now put to 1 as well, so you can't set up 2 Herald of the Arclight on the field anymore either, with our Link monsters being 3 copies of Yummy Snatchy. It's the search power when it's special summon to set up the field spell from your deck face up, and then being able to once per turn or once per chain during the main phase or your opponent's battle phase or main phase. Quick effect, you can pay 100 life points immediately after this effect resolves. Synchro summon using monsters you control as material, including a Yummy monster. So added quick power for your Snatchy, and then the setup of the field spells, all the faster as well. The 1 Relinquished Anima, along with the 1 Link Spider. This is for Nibiru. If you get Nibiru, so then you have another Link 1 to react with against your opponent. Link Spider, now off of the ban list as well, for a card that helps for interaction. If your opponent were to try and, let's say, Impermanence, your Cupsy Yummy, and Link Karibo's in your graveyard, you can tribute the Cupsy, summoning out Link Karibo, and get around the Impermanence target. And then also the 1 copy of Sky Striker Ace Kagari for the Hornet Drones summon. The 1 SP Little Knight and the 1 Uko no Mitsune no Onari for the Link 2 monsters. And then our only Xyz monster being the 1 copy of Sky Crisis. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, as I said, Marshmallow helps just with the added setup, since if you control no monsters, it's just a special summon from your hand onto the field, so you may not have anything in your graveyard, but it doesn't take up your normal summon, giving you a level 1 to then use to then initiate those same plays. You can go for the Link 1 option to then go into your Yummy Snatchy, and then Snatchy can be used to set up your field spell, which you can then play Minyong. Minyong can summon back your Yummy Marshmallow, and then have the initial Link 2 play to go into these cards as well. Using the Link 2 setup, you can then summon out your Cupsy Yummy Way. Cupsy Yummy Way can then be used to add the 2 additional Yummy monsters. You can add your Cupsy and then your Lollipop. Then you can special summon out your Cupsy, which then you can use to add Surprise to your hand. And this is what's good about not using Marshmallow beforehand, because you couldn't use it anyway, is then you can use the effect of your Yummy Surprise for the add back power, but beforehand you'll want to use it to special summon out another target, so you can use your Surprise to summon out your Snatchy to the field. Use these 2 monsters for another Link 2 play, and then from there you have your additional Link 2 monster. Then you can have the response to your opponent for the play of your Yummy monsters. If they try to hand drop any of these, you can bounce them back, summoning out your Marshmallow and your additional Yummy monster, and then using the Marshmallow here to add back the Surprise you already used from there also. The additional setup as well comes down to the Hornet Drones play, which I believe I missed from the original combo video that I did for the Yummy deck, having engaged to search out Hornet Drones, and then activating Hornet Drones to then give you a Kagari, and then using Kagari to add back the Hornet Drones to activate this can give you a token on the field, and then you can use just those two monsters, since it is a Link 1 monster, to summon out your Cups Yummy Way, which then in turn can set up your search and setup for your other Yummy monsters. Just remember in this play though, if you control the Elite Beast monster, that'll give you the special summon for your Yummy monster as well, but you can only add back a Yummy spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand with this card, so you'll want to use the special summon effect after we add one off of Cups Yummy. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Yeah, I just need to get the last two Marshmallow Yummy from trades if I can, or I'll end up picking them up just because this is going to be the main deck that I use at locals. But I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.